So now that I've done all of the basic morning tasks of eating breakfast, brushing my teeth, things like that, I try every morning to dedicate 1 hour to content creation. So obviously the to-do list varies depending on what I'm up to that week. For instance, right now it's a Wednesday. That usually means I haven't filmed a video yet, so there's no video editing, but usually later in the week that's what happens. But I usually have tasks like getting back to comments or coming up with new ideas, planning the shoot, and a bunch of things like this related to content creation. And that's the main reason why I wake up early, because obviously I don't start to work until 9, and it's nice to wake up a bit earlier at 7, but then be sure to have an hour. It also makes me feel better, because then I feel like I get to also do in the morning things for myself and not just work. And today is also a work from home day, which guarantees basically that I can take the full hour, because obviously if I have to go to the office, it might more be half an hour, 45 minutes. Luckily, I live very close by my office, so I don't really waste a lot of time on commuting. But still, on work from home days, it does free up a bit more time for that. So let's get to work, as in content creation work. One thing that I'm working on right now is my strategy for my newsletter. If you actually want to join the newsletter, there'll be a link at the top of the description. And my goal is to just write something myself, because I see a lot of newsletters right now are clearly written mostly by AI. And so I'm trying to do something a bit more personal, still obviously tech related. That's the goal, but it's to share tips and things I've learned this week from real life example, whether it be from work example. Obviously then I have to not be so precise, or just new tools I found out in my free time and things like that. So if you're interested in all of that, I welcome you to join, and I'm gonna get started on that very soon. Okay, so now that it's past 9, what I like to do is, before I just jump into work straight, I like to make myself a little coffee or take a shower, or just something that, takes a tiny bit of a break, even though it takes 5 minutes, but just to give time to your brain to jump from one thing to the next with a little bit of space first. Now I'm basically ready for work, so that was my main morning routine. I think it's something that we can all do, because I see a lot of morning routines sometimes that are I wake up at 6 a.m, I work out, I get all of this done. And also sometimes I see mostly entrepreneurs or people that have their own schedule, so I thought it might be interesting to see how someone that has still a full-time job but also enjoys making content on the side balances everything. And as you can see, it doesn't take that much time. It takes basically an hour in the morning and then a few hours on the weekend sometimes, depending on how much effort you want to do. But to make one video a week, basically that's 6 hours a week, which I think we can all fit. And I still had my evenings free and stuff, and still more than enough time to do my work. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I would also love to do a video where I walk you a bit more through how I film, edit, and like actually create my content and not just a structure around it. And with that being said, if you're interested in tech things, especially my like tips and tricks, I encourage you to subscribe to my newsletter with the link below. Hopefully I will see you there. And if not, I will see you next week in the next video.